It's interesting that we often think that being nice is always the best thing to do. But what if I told you that that's actually stifling your magic as a creator? That it's holding you back from all that you're intended to be? So, what do I mean by this? First of all, if you're new to the channel, welcome to Arcane Alchemy. I'm the mystical medium. On this channel, I co-create with Source Consciousness to bring you the divine messages and real practical tools for divine soul alchemy that are going to help you transform and catalyze and magnetize the life of your dreams. I'm going to help you align, remember who you truly are at your soul's essence, stardust and magic, wrapped in electric skin. So welcome. Thank you for sharing this time and space with me. Thank you for being here on this beautiful planet. If you're here, it's not by chance. There is a message here for you. A lot of us as spiritual beings, a lot of us that classify ourselves as spiritual beings, healers, teachers, guides, shamans, whatever it may be in the spiritual community, a lot of us are deeply empathic beings. We're deeply in tune with the way that we feel, the way that others feel around us, the way that we know that we don't want to make other people feel. And so a lot of times we end up, in the beginning of our journey, we end up stifling ourselves. We end up making ourselves small and playing nice because we don't want to make others feel uncomfortable. We don't want to hurt anyone or make them feel like they are less than or act like we are better than. So a lot of times we don't speak our truth. We don't hold our boundaries in the beginning. And a lot of us have to go through, myself included, have to go through some really difficult, painful mirrors, relationships that show us, hey, this is where you're not speaking your truth. This is where you've held yourself back. This is where your throat chakra is being blocked. Because by you playing nice and subjugated, you're holding yourself back. It doesn't matter if other people like you or not. It doesn't matter if other people resonate with the messages that you have to say or resonate with your truth. The important thing is that when you feel it's important to speak your truth, when a boundary is crossed, it's time to speak up. Because in doing that, you are strengthening your energetic field and you are actually being more authentic. When you're being nice, but it's not in alignment with actually what you want to say in that moment, you're being inauthentic, you're being disingenuine. And as a result, you're giving your power away because you're letting another cross your boundary. You're also doing them a disservice too, because you're holding them back from a new layer and level of growth. That if you spoke your truth, spoke your boundary, it could wake them up and they could either be like, oh shit, I'm so sorry. Like I didn't realize, like, can we work through this? Or it's going to show you a lot about them. Either way, you're going to get an amazing response and a response that is necessary and needed. Because if they respond in any other way, when a boundary is crossed for you, in any other way, then, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize that that was a boundary for you. Like, please accept my apology. And they are genuine. If they flip it back, make it about themselves, or they flip it onto you, well, you did this to me this one time and you said this, so X, Y, or Z, those are not your people. And by you speaking your truth, by you not playing nice, by you being more blunt, more authoritative, more assertive, you naturally weed out those people that are not intended to be in your life, those people that are taking from you, those energy vampires. Because when we don't have boundaries as spiritual beings, guess what? Other people around us feel that. And those that want to drain your light, whether consciously or subconsciously, those people that love to use other people, whether subconsciously or consciously, are going to be attracted to you because your internal mirrors your external and vice versa. As within, so without. As above, so below. Everything that's going on around us is a lesson in consciousness and teaches us about where we are out of balance, what is ready to be healed, what's revealed is ready to be healed. And it can be very, very difficult to speak your truth in the beginning, especially if you have stifled yourself for a long time, like since the time that you were a child, right? And a lot of us, that happens to us when we're kids or from past lives where we were killed for speaking our truth. We have to tell our nervous system, it is safe for me to speak my truth. And if you don't feel like it's a safe environment for you to speak your truth, please do everything you can to get out of that environment as quickly as possible, because I know for myself included, I have been in situations before where it's actually better to not say anything and to, as safely as you can, get out of that situation and just block that person on everything. Allow that toxicity to be completely cut out of your life. You don't need to be nice. You don't owe anyone an explanation. Okay? That's super, super important. Source wants you to remember that today. Your higher self wants you to hear that. Empathy without boundaries is self-destruction, my friend. And until you learn to have these boundaries, until you learn to speak your truth, or until you learn that, okay, this situation is no longer in alignment for me and it's actually not safe for me to speak up right here. This could lead to physical violence. This could lead to whatever it may be, right? I need to remove myself out of this situation. Then I need to do some deep internal healing work to see what attracted that type of connection. Okay. So your niceness stifles your magic. Kindness has boundaries. Okay. There's a big difference between being nice and being kind. Nice is often disingenuine, often inauthentic. It comes as a result of not wanting to stir the pot. But guess what? Sometimes you have to stir the pot. And in doing that, you welcome in your power. You reclaim your power as a divine sovereign being. Just know that if you do need to go into a conversation and you feel like it's going to go sideways, before you go into that conversation, mentally rehearse. Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about this. Mentally rehearse the ways that that conversation could go. If it goes well, if it goes very poorly, what that person could say, what you're going to say. Mentally rehearse these things. Prepare your energy field and speak aloud as if you're already having that conversation. Just do this by yourself or do it with a friend, whoever, whatever you feel like you need to do, but speak aloud so you start to unblock your throat chakra. So you start to be more authoritative, more assertive with what you need, with your boundaries. Because I guarantee if you go into that conversation and someone is used to you being like, I can't think of the word I'm trying to think. It's like subjugated, but it's not. They're used to you playing small and they're used to getting their way with you. They're going to push every button that they can to try to get a reaction out of you, to try to get you to subjugate once again. So you have to know going into that, all right, how am I going to operate? How am I going to show up? And know when to let the conversation just die. It's okay if they get the last word. You don't need to have the last word. You just need to speak your truth, speak your boundary, and everything that they do is going to show you exactly about who they are and if they're intended to be in your life or not. And from that moment forward, guess what? You can start to make some changes. You may not be able to get away from that person right away if you live with them or something, but you've strengthened your boundaries, you've recalled your power, and you've started to unblock your throat chakra by doing that. And then as soon as you can, just get away from that person, get out of that situation as quickly as possible. And do the deep inner healing work and be like, why do I feel like I need to allow others to walk all over me? Why do I feel like I need to be a martyr in situations to make other people feel good when I don't feel good myself? Because my friend, You are here to be abundant, vibrant, free, joyful, happy. So if someone is like projecting onto you and you're taking their projections on and it's making you feel bad because you're not speaking your truth, because you're not holding your boundaries, there's some deep internal healing that needs to be done there. So take a look, do the deep dive, and don't let your niceness stifle your magic. Speak your truth. Until next time, be the magic.